Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an excellent show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So today we're going to be once again backing up Kobe Bryant. Okay, and it feels good to see that Kobe fans are beginning to discover this channel and understand that they have another voice here that's been defending Kobe Bryant for years, literally since we've been on YouTube. So yesterday we did a show, live, reacting to the ignorant ass Jeff Teague, the proverbial bench warmer, right? The career bench warmer in the NBA, one-time All-Star, Jeff Teague, found himself poking fun at Kobe Bryant, talking about some damn ISO Joe was giving bro Kobe buckets, and then one of his friends in the back talking about, yeah, and I'll cook Kobe too. And I'm like, yo, what are we doing, bro? You got dudes like Jeff Teague running up on us talking about Kobe Bryant, dudes like Norris Cole. And now we've reached the point, it's like, as long as you played in the NBA, whether or not you are great or not, you can now talk on players like Kobe Bryant. This is where we are right now with NBA podcasts. Players are allowed to get away with every kind of nonsense because they can at least say, well, I played in the NBA, so therefore y'all need to be taking me seriously. That's the problem. So after that live, that went down. Some people that follow me on IG, again, follow me on Instagram, my handle, CTABANZ, started hitting me up. And one of them, I forgot his name, apologize for that, sends me a video that I didn't remember, I don't really think I knew, was of Inside the NBA with Ernie and Kenny and these guys. And they were talking about the player of the decade from 2000 to 2010. And I was like, I don't remember this. Well, apparently what they did was they conducted a vote from NBA fans, and they were essentially trying to understand who fans thought was the player of the decades from 2000 to 2010. And they had people up there like Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, all of these people. And to no one's surprise at the time, over 50% of NBA fans thought that Kobe Bryant was the player of the decade. For those of you who have never heard this or probably don't remember this sound, we want to play it for you now, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what these guys had to say here.
Okay, we've had this whole all-decade thing going on for weeks and weeks, and we've had you guys vote online. We revealed the winners in all those different categories in our show on Saturday, but left one category still to go to be announced tonight, and that is the player of the decade. And the announcers at TNT and NBA TV, we filled out a ballot, had 12 players on it, ranked them 1 through 6, and then we gave you that ballot and let you decide of those 6 who was the player of the decade. Are we ready to reveal the results? No drum roll necessary, because we don't have one. And here it is, the player of the decade, as voted on by you, the fans at NBA.com, Kobe Bryant.
Are you kidding?
In a runaway 54%. Then LeBron James.
Ernie.
Then Shaquille O'Neal. Let's just run through these, and then I'll let you vent, which you are very good at. Tim Duncan finishing 4th, and then Steve Nash, and then Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
Tim Duncan 4th in that. Okay, Charles, you can have the floor first.
Well, first of all, that just clearly shows the fans don't know anything. Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan are the 2 players of the decade. You know, Kobe Bryant's he's a great player, but Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan are the players of this decade.
I think our memories get short. I agree. And you have to remember, not only did Shaquille win, 3 in L.A., but he went and won 1 with Dwayne Wade and on a team that we didn't think he could do it. I think he's been the most dominant and the best player in the last decade.
Well, it's unfortunate that you have Kobe Bryant in the middle of the decade to the end, because from the middle of the decade to the end, he probably was. But over the whole I have to say it was Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan. Those are the 2 best players. They made it happen. But for the last 5 years and into the next 5 years, it probably would be Kobe Bryant.
It's a tough call to make sometimes when you're looking at a 10-year span. I mean, you can look at LeBron James, and we've talked about him on this show, saying he's the best player on the planet right now. Kenny may debate that as far as Kobe Bryant goes. But when you take the entire 10 years, and he wasn't there for the entire 10 years. And so that's where the problem comes up.
No, I agree, but he has been dominant the last 4 or 5 years, and I think that's what fans remember more. And in sports, you have a short memory. I mean, everybody forgets how dominant Shaq was. I played against Shaq my last year in the league. When he stepped on the court and started walking around, I looked at him and said, "It's about time for me to retire." I mean, that guy was huge.
So you heard what they had to say. By the way, Kevin McHale was on the panel that day. Now, if you listen to the panel, they all have varying opinions. Some people were saying Shaq. Some people were saying it's Tim Duncan. Everybody had their, I think Kenny Smith at one point said Allen Iverson not being on that list is criminal, right? So they were all given different opinions, which is totally fine. And the poll indicated that because people gave different opinions. But what the poll indicated, or the votes indicated, was that this is what NBA fans felt about Kobe Bryant. The fans voted him as the player of the decade. Not the media, not your uncle over there, not your auntie over there. This is what fans felt, that of all of these guys, he was the player of the decade. Now, here's what's important. Because Kenny mentioned the recency bias, and there's some truth to that, but here's the point. The fact is, Kobe was the best player in that period. I wish I could take you guys back in time. He was the best. Everybody was saying it. But what was working against Kobe at the time was, he played with Shaq. Oh, he played with Shaq. We all knew that Kobe was a bad boy. But the thing was, he played with Shaq. He played with Shaq. He always played with Shaq. So Kobe needed those 2 championships and those runs to the finals to prove that he was great all along, with or without Shaq, because now you could no longer hold it over his head. Well, he needed Shaq because he won more without Shaq. So they could no longer use that, as a reason to hold out on giving him his flowers. So after he won those 2 championships without Shaq, and during that 2-year stretch, he beat more 50-win teams than Magic Johnson did in his entire career, which is a totally different conversation there. Kobe was going against some stout competition, and he was able to prevail, and he was beating real teams. Like, you beat the 2010 Celtics, you beat a real team, full of Hall of Famers, top 75 guys. So at the end of that, fans were like, we know he's the best by looking at him play, but now he has the accolades to solidify our opinions. And that's what it's. So now, why am I saying that the media has been lying all the? Because if you listen to some of these contemporary opinions by some of these talking heads, you would think that Kobe wasn't that guy. I mean, you listen to guys like Draymond Green, LeBron was the best player he got in the NBA. If you listen to people like Nick Wright, look, Kobe was never viewed as the best player in the. These are the liars that we have in media. Nick Wright is a bold-faced liar. You listen to all of these bozos running around here hollering and screaming. We then now hear that fans felt differently. And at that time, social media wasn't really a thing. YouTube came out in 2005. Content creators weren't making content like that. So now you're hearing what people really thought, and it flies in the face of all of the lies that have been propagated all throughout the last decade or so. I'm not saying this. This is what fans said. And LeBron was in the NBA. At that point, he had been in the NBA for 7 good years. 7 good years. It wasn't like LeBron just, no. Yes, 7 good years. LeBron got drafted in 2003. 7 good years. Now, the part where I also say the media is lying, so get this. LeBron received about 17% of the vote. In 2011, let's move to the next decade now, because Kobe finished winning that decade. So the next decade, 11, LeBron had his collapse in the finals. So you're telling me from 12 to 16, LeBron now passed Kobe in a 5-year window? And in that 5-year window, he won 3 championships. He had a mental collapse in one of them. He got blown out by a record margin in the NBA Finals in another one. And with the other 2 championships, he passed Kobe. Are you even joking? Are you even joking? But this is what they tried to tell us. This is what they're trying to tell us. And they've been successful to a certain degree. Now, those of us who have a good memory and were around to see it, we're pushing back. We're pushing back. So it's not just me saying Kobe was that dude. Fans were saying that as well. There's your proof.